Hi, welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. I'm proud to bring you another build series, and that is the DeAgostini FanHome Build the Batmobile. It just arrived, and in the first pack that I just received from them are stages 1 and 2. I also received this fantastic poster, and let me show this to you because it's hard to show otherwise, but this is part of the deal here. There you go. This is fantastic. So I don't want to waste any more of your time. I'll give a little intro here in a little bit on the details of this kit. So let's get started. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. I am back with the DeAgostini FanHome 1966 Batmobile. Yes, this is the Batmobile that you can build for yourself. DeAgostini, the world leading scale model and part work publisher, has launched a new collection, and I think you're going to love it. Build the 1966 Batmobile. This model is a detailed 71.4 centimeter long replica of the Batmobile from the 1966 classic TV series Batman. I will be collecting parts each month and assemble them here on my channel, following the simple instructions in the magazine. The finished model is made of die-cast metal and other high-quality materials and is based on careful study of the different Batmobiles that appeared in the TV show. Please join me as I build this model car on my channel. So without further ado, let's get started with the first two stages. And I did receive a fantastic poster here. This is a flyer here that tells you everything that's going on with this build series. And articles in the magazine about the TV show, the Batman comics, Batman year by year, and step-by-step instructions. And a very large fold-out here of the Batmobile. As we see, 71.4 centimeters or 28.1 inches, 1/8 scale die cast, and ABS plastic kit. Fantastic here. The trunk opens, fire extinguisher, bat phone, emergency turn lever, steering wheel, detailed dashboard, bat scope, working lights, detailed engine, illuminated afterburner, and rocket launchers. And let's go ahead and look at the two magazines and the parts. Here's the two magazines that came. Magazine for stage 1. And we'll look at that in detail as we build stage 1. And the magazine for stage 2. Same thing. When I get to stage 2, we'll look at the magazine here in detail. Let's look at the parts. Stage 1 parts, which includes the hood, screwdriver, and some other accessories. And stage 2, which includes the wheel and tire. Let's get started on stage 1. Let's look at what we're going to be building in stage 1 and preview the magazine here, the TV show here, everything about Batman and the Riddler here. The Dark Knight Returns as far as the comic books go. And the comics themselves, Detective Comics, Batman 1939. Once again, another article about Batman year by year. This features August 1939. And our parts. Let's get a closer look at the parts. Here's the step-by-step instructions for the first phase, or stage 1. Here's the parts. And there's a listing of the parts. and illustrate part locator here. Very nice color instructions. Well detailed here, and shows you what type of screws we'll be using, the AM screws. Assemble the bat phone. And that's the result. Let's look at the parts. Here's stage 1 parts. They're carefully protected in this blister pack. Let's take this out and get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. Let's look at the hood here first. Beautiful finish on this. The infamous Batmobile hood. Fantastic. Made of metal. I love the graphics on this. It's fantastic. Very nice. And the inner frame for it, which is made of plastic here. The bat phone. That is super cool. Give you a closer look at that. And AM screws. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the hood and hood frame. And before I just lay this down on my hard mat, I'm going to go ahead and put down a soft cloth so I can put the screws in without scratching the finish. Go ahead and install the frame onto the hood. It will line up with these tabs that are provided. And AM screws will go into that. And 10 AM screws will go into this. I did put a little 3-in-1 oil on the screw to help it out. It's a good idea to do that. It will save you from breaking the screw. Gives it a little bit of lubrication and makes it easier. 10 screws all together. Looks great. And we don't put any screws here or here. Looks great. Let's look it over. And there it is. All back together. Looks great. Let's assemble the bat phone next. And here's the parts for the bat phone. We have the top and the bottom here. And it's simply just going to press fit into it. Just like that. No glue required there. But there's the bat phone. And that completes the assembly of stage 1. Looks fantastic. Let's head over and get started on stage 2. Now let's go ahead and assemble stage 2. Let's look at the magazine here first. The TV show, smack in the middle, Season 1, Episode 2. Very cool there. Tragedy in the Batcave. Batman Comics, Batman Hush. December 2002. Year by year, Batman 40, February 1940. Fantastic. And your parts. Let's get a closer look at the parts. Step by step for pack 2. Here's all the parts, the wheel and tire assembly. And here's a listing of those parts. Parts locator there on top. And 2-piece wheel going over the tire. Should be pretty easy to do there using CP screws. Then we have the center cap here. And assembling the antenna. There's the results. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 2. Wheel and tire, antenna, and center cap protected in the blister pack. Looks very nice. Let's take these out and get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. And here's our first tire we received. Firestone. Wide oval. There's the tread pattern. Very cool there. And the wheel halves, which are made of metal. They are a matte black finish. They look very nice. And the wheel cover, chrome finished plastic. Parts for the antenna, which the antenna is metal. This part here is plastic. Center cap of the bat symbol, very cool. And I love this little antenna piece here. And a threaded cap. CP screws and EP screws. Let's get started. Alright, to assemble the wheel, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this metal part of the wheel onto the plastic part, just like that. Inserts in there very nicely. Then we're going to put this inside of the wheel itself. And that's what that looks like there and there. So that's all lined up there. And we're going to take our other half of the wheel, we're going to line that up with our screw holes for the other side of the wheel. Go ahead and put my CP screw into this, and I'm just going to get it started. And I want to get all of them started before I tighten it down. Now they are all started. Now I'll go ahead and tighten them down. Now remember, these screws are going into plastic, so we don't want to strip them out. We want to be very careful with this. And I'm kind of going in a cross way, like you would wheel lug nuts. And the last one. That's good. That's what that looks like there, and that's what that looks like there. That completes that step. Let's head over and do the center cap. And we're going to take the two parts for the center cap here, and we're just going to press fit that over that hole on the end. Just like that. No glues required. And we're going to keep that in safekeeping till later on when we install it. Now we'll work on the antenna next. We're going to expand this out just like that, and that's how that looks there. Going to install this on the base, and it's going to go through just like that, and we're going to line the holes up here on the bottom and put some EP screws into it. 2 EP screws go into this. And the next one goes in. That's great there. Now we're going to put the little cap on the end of the antenna. And there's the little cap, and it would just screw in on the end of it here. And that looks good there. And there you go, that's the antenna. Looks great. And I'll save the antenna reflector for later on in a safe place. Very fragile, but very cool. And that completes stage 2. Completed the antenna and our first wheel and tire. I did put the hubcap on there just to give it the effect, but that's fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this build. It was fantastic for me. And that completes the DeAgostini FanHome Build the Batmobile stages 1 and 2. I had a blast building this. It's a fantastic kit. I can't wait to move on with this, and I hope you enjoyed this yourself. Head over to FanHome yourself and subscribe to this. It's available right now, so don't waste any time. You don't want to pass this one up. 1/8 scale Batmobile. It's going to be massive and a wonderful car to have in your collection. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. And I hope to see you on my next installment of this fantastic build. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.